Good morning, everyone. I have been testing out this new live app to let me go live. I don't have that 1,000 subbies. I don't even have 500 subbies. So I saw on Lockheed Boss Lady and Chopper. Shout out to both of them. Show a couple of apps that you can use to live stream or go live on YouTube. And I kind of like it because before I didn't know how to get a different picture up there. And so now I know how to, put up another picture and go live at the same time. So this is my little tester. And with my little tester, I am going to talk about Royal Caribbean or Carnival. Which one? Which cruise? I have been on both. And now, well, should I tell my preference now or should I tell my preference at the end? Think I'm gonna tell my preference at the end. Okay, so um, now these are the two most popular, I think they're the most used cruise lines. Um, Sorry, y'all, got distracted. Y'all know I always get distracted. And to me, they're kind of similar. Like I said, my very first cruise was Royal. My second cruise was Royal. So and then after that, I started doing Carnival. And I did Carnival a lot, and then I went back to Royal. So I've done Carnival more than I've done Royal, and I'll tell why. I'll tell why late. Well, I'll tell why now. It doesn't really tell my preference. The reason why I've done Carnival more than I've done Royal is because I do a lot of group cruise, and with group cruise, Carnival's just a more party ship. So, and then, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. So they are similar, kind of, not really. Okay, so let's start with cost. The first difference is cost. Um, Carnival is about $200 cheaper than Royal overall. Um, the average price of a Carnival cruise is $458. I have actually gotten a cheaper cruise than that, but it's $458, and for a Royal it's $666, which I have gotten cheaper than that, and that's from something I looked that up. But Both of them I have gotten cheaper on both, but Carnival is a little bit cheap. Well, it's not a little bit. It's about $150 to $200 cheaper than Royal. Now, for some people, they're like, "Oh, you're on that cheap Carnival cruise." Look, if you're getting the exact same thing with the exact same service and with the exact same safety, saving money is not smart. It's something to look down upon. Hmm. So that's the cost. Ships. Okay, so let's compare ships. Um, Both ships have ships ranging from the older ships to the newer ships, to the brand new mega ships that's coming out. Royal is well known for having the largest cruise ships in the world. So Royal, definitely have the largest cruise ships in the world. Um, let's see, it says here that Symphony of the Seas is nearly 1,200 feet and carry 5,500 guests. I don't know whether I want to be on a cruise that have that many people. Now, I don't want to be on a small cruise unless the last time I went on a small cruise, it was with my family for my sister's 50th birthday. And that worked out perfectly for us because we wanted it to be us. But I don't think I really want a huge cruise. I was on a huge cruise one time on Royal, and it just seemed like I should have went on it like 7 days because I didn't see most of the ship. I kept having a hard time finding my way back to certain things. So it was a little bit frustrating for me. So I guess if it was a 5 day cruise, maybe if it would have been a 7 day or longer cruise, it wouldn't have been as frustrating for me. But um, that particular boat, and at the time, what boat? Now it was on Royal. Now Carnival have a Liberty, which I'm going on in November, but Royal used to have Liberty of the Seas. So this has been a while. This was back in the early 2000s that I went on Royal Liberty of the Seas. Okay, this ship had an ice skating rink, a movie theater, which basically they used also for the shows they had. It had oh, this is the thing that it had that was kind of cute or fun for a little while until I fell. It had a surfing simulator. It had this thing where you can get on and it's like you were surfing actually in the ocean. So that was fun. That was different. It had a basketball court. It had the rock climbing. It had a tennis court. I think the basketball court kind of doubled as the tennis court, so they had hours that you had the tennis courts, hours that you had the basketball court when I was on there. Now, somebody argued with me that it wasn't so, but it was when I was on there. Jonathan. he often argued with me like, no, it didn't. It was just a basketball court. When I was on there, it doubled, and maybe they changed it when he went on. But when I was on, it was a basketball court and tennis court. So it was a very large vessel, a very large ship. But I liked it and didn't like it. Like I said, the frustration was finding my way back to things and seeing the whole ship. But the good thing about it was that it had so many things that you could do. So that sucker had about 15 clubs. I was Latin night. I was over here soul night. I did country because I like all kinds of music. I like all music except for hard rock and hard rap. So anyway, so where are we at? Ports of departure. I think both of them go out of Miami. Both of them go out of Charleston and New Orleans. Excuse me. I think as far as port of departure, I think it's about the same. I don't think it's much difference in that. But here in this little comparison I'm looking at, it says Carnival offers up to trips. Excuse me. Carnival offers up trips from many more departure points than Royal Caribbean. That's interesting. I never knew that. So Carnival offer more trips from more ports than Royal do. So that's an advantage for Carnival. And you know what? I was looking for some cruises for my mom's 70th birthday coming up. And it do seems like my mom prefers Royal. I'll go ahead and tell that. And it do seem like I kept hitting, hitting brick walls because trying to plan her trip because she wants to go out of here and go out of there. And I'm like, it's not available during June. And I was having problems. So that explains that. So I'm going to have to tell her, you want more choices, you're going to have to choose Carnival. So we already talked about size of the cruise line and size of the ship. That's not important. Atmosphere on board. Okay, I'm going to read this. While it's hard to explain, Carnival and Royal just have a different feel to most passengers. So true. So true. Let me see. Royal has more of an elegant luxury feel. That can be debatable, but okay. I understand what they're saying. That's not to say it's stuffy, far from it. You got that right. However, it feels more subdued than Carnival. Either way, you have plenty of fun. Now, let me say this. If I'm going on a cruise with my mom or with the church or, well, it depends on what church, because some churches about it. But, or a family cruise, not with my kids, but meaning with my parents and my sisters and aunts. I prefer Royal. Royal seems to have better service. It's a slightly more calmer. But if I'm going with a group of folk, like a party cruise, I'm going on Carnival. Okay. So moving on. Ship decor. Okay. Let's see which one they say has better ship decor. Carnival's decor around the ship is often brighter and bolder. More colors, I agree with that. More neon, more festive. I totally agree with that. Royal Caribbean, on the other hand, seems to focus more on elegance and style. Yes, true, so true. Sure, there is still plenty of bright chrome and colored lights. However, there are more subdued color and rich wood around the ship. That's so true. I agree with that. If Carnival style is akin to Miami, then Royal Caribbean is more like a luxury New York hotel. That is absolute. Okay, let me read that again. If Carnival style is akin to Miami, then Royal Caribbean is more luxury New York hotel. I so agree with that. So agree with that. Now it's talking about the check-in process. They're comparing the check-in process. Okay. Um, Let me think. Now let me think on my own before I read what they said. Let me think on my own personal experience. Y'all, my very first cruise. Okay, let me tell you about my very first cruise. It was with my family. My mom, my dad didn't go, but my mom went, and my mom's side of the family. My mom, all of my sisters went, um, and a lot of my mom's brothers and sisters went, and their kids. Now, my mother, she's one of 12 children. They're not all living still. I think there's 8 still living, but my grandmother had 12 kids. So all of them went. Did all of them go? I think so. Let me see. My Aunt Rose didn't go. I would say about 5 of my aunts and uncles went, and their spouses in some cases, and their children. So let's just put it like this. We went on holiday tours. I don't know whether y'all familiar with holiday tours, but we went on holiday tours, and we had 2/3 of the bus. That's how many of us went. So um, so we got there. We went on holiday tours. So we got to, I think we were porting out of Daytona, I think. And we got to the port. This is my first cruise. Now, before we went, at this time I was married. So before we went, my ex, he said, then he was my then husband. He said, you can't use that passport you're using because it's for military dependent. I ain't never listened to him. I listened to him like the first 15, 18 years we were married. Then after that, I used to tell him, your mouth ain't the Bible. That used to be my thing, like I said, first, maybe I'll give it 20. 20 years we were married, I listened to what he said, I went along. Well, then after that, I got rebellious, and I used to tell him, your mouth ain't the Bible. So anyway, he's telling me, so then I was like, okay, just in case he's right, I'm going to take my birth certificate. Okay. So I'm on this thing. I got this passport from being a dependent military, and then I got my birth certificate. So I should be covered, right? I should be covered, right? So when you go with a tour bus, well, a good tour bus that's not pookie them, like I said, we were holiday tourists. They take all your stuff and they go ahead and check it over and take it in for you so that they can just march you on through without you having to stand in the regular lines. That's one of the advantages of going with a tour, with a major company tour, that is. So they came back and they got me and my cousin, me and one of my cousins. They said, y'all come on. So I'm like, okay, why are they pulling us off? So when we got there, they said, we can't use either one of your documents. Your passport is for military dependents, and the military personnel is retired. Doggone it, he was right. Doggone it. And they said this birth certificate is not the state birth certificate. This is what you got when you was in the hospital, huh? I've always had this and used this. So I had the live birth document. I never applied for or got my actual, the one that comes from state. For me, it would have came from Raleigh. So I'm standing there like, you mean to tell me I done took this bus all the way down to Daytona, paid for this trip, can't get my money back, and I can't go? So they, I kept on talking to people, and then of course I called my ex to tell him, as always, and I still do this. He still rescue me out of stuff that he tells me, and I don't listen to him. And he was, I can't remember where he was, but wherever he was, he had in his briefcase the documents I needed already. So he went to a VA buddy of his, and they faxed back and forth, and of course I was able to get on the ship. So that was my first cruise. So make sure you have your correct documents when you get on a cruise. That's some advice. Okay. Back on the comparison. Okay, so now Carnival has this staggered check-in, where when you you go on the website and you say what time you want your check-in when you do all of your information, like putting in your passport number, how you're going to travel, when, that whole check-in before you check in. You have to do that maybe, I think, 2 weeks before you travel. And they also allow you to do a check-in time. And that check-in time could be 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, but you need to show up at your check-in time. Royal, I don't think they have that. I think, seem like to me both check-ins are about the same, to be honest. I don't think it's either one is better than the other. Okay, so shorter versus longer cruises. Um, Royal Caribbean offer more options across the board, including shorter getaways. With Royal, I think you can even do a 3-day cruise. You can do 3 days all the way up to 15 or more with Royal. Carnival mostly have like 3, 5, or 7, I think, something like that. So with that, that really don't bother me. Okay, so this actually comparison is going to do bringing the drinks on ship. Y'all ever do that? Y'all be trying to sneak liquor on the cruise. Now I used to do that. I used to sneak liquor on the cruise. I'm going to admit it. I would put it right in my bag. I wouldn't do all the flask and changing out the Listerine. I just put that sucker in my bag and figure if they catch me, they catch me. If they don't, they don't. They never did. But now I just go ahead and get the drink package because it's just easier. I don't want to run back to my room and be fixing me drinks. I just want to go up to whatever bar, and there's about 159 bars on a cruise. So I just want to go up to whatever bar, wherever I'm at, and order my drink and be done with it. So it says no ships allow you to bring on beer or hard liquor. However, different cruise lines do have different policies surrounding bringing on wine, champagne, and other drinks in this area. Carnival is more generous. Carnival allows 1 bottle of wine or champagne per person to be brought on the cruise. You can bring a bottle of wine on the cruise, one bottle per person. In addition to that, you can bring 12-pack of non-alcoholic drinks like juice or soda in cans. That's the only thing. It have to be in a can. You can't bring it in a bottle. Royal allows you to bring 2 bottles of wine or champagne per stateroom. Since most cabins have 2 people, that's similar to Carnival. However, you aren't allowed to bring on any non-alcoholic drinks. So let me say what I just said. Okay, so with Carnival, you can bring 1 bottle per person. So if 2 people in your cabin, you can bring 2 bottles. Royal allows 2 per stateroom. That means if you're in a room by yourself, you can still bring 2 bottles. So that's about the same, I guess. But the difference is Carnival allow you to bring canned juice or water. Y'all ever had canned water? I had the hardest time looking for canned water. Then I realized just buy a pack of water from the fun store. It's only $2 and something cents. But anyway, but Royal does not allow you to do that. Carnival allows you to bring it canned water, canned juices. Royal doesn't allow you to bring anything except for your 2 bottles of wine or champagne. Okay. Now this is interesting because me and my mom have this argument about food, and my mom feels like Royal have better food. I feel like Carnival has the better food. And this site I'm looking at, it says, in our opinion, Carnival has better free options. Okay, not better food, but better free option. One of the most popular places on the ship is Guy Burger's joint. Let me tell you something. Girl and gentlemen, if Guy Burgers on a cruise, if you eat meat, because so many of y'all have gone vegan or don't eat red meat, blah, blah, blah. But if you're like me, you still eat meat. Red meat, white meat, whatever meat. Them Guy Burgers, honey, them hamburgers are so darn good. They are so freaking good. So that's on the Carnival ship. Carnival, they got it when it comes to that. Royal seems to focus on more specialty restaurants and charge extra for food. See, I'm not going to pay, and I had an argument with my friend Nate on this. I'm not going to pay for extras when everything is included in your cruise. I'm not going to pay, other than the drink package, because that's not included in your cruise. I'm not going to pay for specialty restaurants when I can go to the regular main dining and get great food. Okay, I do the specialty. I don't go on cruises to really. Well, I go on the cruise to eat, but not really to do specialty restaurants. So I'm not gonna pay extra for that. But Royal have a whole lot of them that takes up a whole lot of the room of the ship. Okay, let's begin. Y'all begin to realize that I like Carnival more than Royal, huh? That's beginning to get real obvious, isn't it? That I like Carnival more than Royal. But anyway, um, let's see, but they can additional 15 to 20. See, I'm not paying $15 to $20 per person for food when the food is free. Delicious food. You can either go to the buffet, which I don't like. I don't care for buffet food, or you can go to the main dining room. I go to the main dining for both breakfast and dinner. And the food is great. You don't have to pay extra for any food. It's absolutely free. So Royal have this Johnny Rockets, which I've never been to. I guess it's a burger restaurant, and it's an extra charge. See, you see what I'm saying? Royal charges extra for their burger restaurant. Carnival have this delicious Guy's Burger, which everybody talks about with high, you know, high opinions of it, and it's free. Okay. So, is Carnival better than Royal or vice versa? I think with the arguments that I've had, um, it's been even. It's been even. And then some people say they can't choose. It's just whichever one they find a cruise on going the dates that they want to go. I, again, prefer Carnival. Now, Royal does not bother me at all. I enjoy Royal. I'm going to tell you something else about the difference. Carnival have larger rooms. Carnival cabins are larger than Royal. Okay, so I always either get I've gotten more ocean view rooms than I have balcony rooms. I've never been in an inside room. Never. I've never had an inside room. Either it's ocean view or a balcony. Now the ocean views, the windows don't open. You just got a big old round circle with a view. Uh, and Carnival cruises, in their ocean view rooms or their balcony rooms, they have a little sofa looking chair. How in the world is my battery dead? They have a little balcony um, chair in there and a sitting area. Royal, I had an inside room, not inside room. I've never been inside. I had an ocean view room when we went in November 2016. And the chair, I noticed, and it had been a while since I did Royal, but I was like, they don't have this couch, and it just hit me that they didn't have the couch. And their little sitting area where I put my makeup on, have my jewelry and all, it was smaller. So Carnival cabins are larger, to say that Royal ships are bigger. But see, let me tell you why Royal ships are bigger, in my opinion. And somebody can drop down in the comments and argue. Let's argue. In my opinion, it's because you have all these places, like all of these restaurants that you pay extra for. Okay, you can take that room and do something else with it and make my cabin bigger. And then they have just too much stuff to buy. And it's okay to have, like, on the floor where usually on cruise ship, especially Carnival, you have the floor that has your casino, which has my most favorite bar. But the only thing about this bar, if you don't like cigarette smoke, don't go to that bar, because that's where they do all the smoking at. But it also have this live band that's always there. So I love the bar right beside the casino. And that's on most cruises on Carnival, regardless of what ship you're on. And then that also have the where the club is, comedy place, and where you do your karaoke. And so that's all on the same floor. The floor right up above it is where the fun shop is, where you order your little cheap alcohol to take back with you, because it's cheaper than it is in the United States, and you get your little pure white Hennessy, because they don't sell it over here in the United States. And that's where you have all your, like, souvenir shops and different things like that. It's on that floor. Now, Royal have what is called a marketplace, where it's like a whole floor of buy ice cream, buy coffee, buy this, buy that. It's like, save some of that room. We already paid money to get on the cruise. We're paying money for the drink package. We're going to buy the liquor before we get off of here. We're going to buy a few t-shirts. It's just too much, Royal. So I guess I prefer. Oh, I got one person watching. Let me see who I have watching before I end this live. This was really a tester, y'all. So if I don't have anybody watching, I understand, because it was really a tester to see how I'm doing, or what this new this new thing is like. And I think I'm going to like it. Okay, so it's still kind of small, the picture. Hey, DD Love, good morning. Thank you for hanging with me. I'm just testing this app because I don't have 1,000, so I want to see what my choices are. So, oops, it's showing my picture of my little inbox. Yeah, that's not good. Okay, that's not good. Okay, it's gone now. So that's one thing. I have to watch this app because when I get text messages and stuff, it's going to show my text messages. So that's not a good thing. So anyway, so I got 3 people watching. That's pretty good. That's probably one of them is myself though. All right, I'm gonna stop rambling. So I prefer Carnival better than I do Royal, but I do want y'all to drop down in the comments and let me know, which do you prefer? Do you prefer Carnival Cruise, or do you prefer Royal Caribbean, or do you prefer one of the other lines? What is it, Norwegian? And then there's another one that I always forget. Can't remember the name. Anyway, y'all have a great, what is today, Tuesday? Happy Tuesday. Y'all have a great Tuesday. God bless you. Now, how do I stop this thing?